My name is Ethna and I'm a specialist palliative care social worker in the South Eastern Health and Social Care Trust. The purpose of this video is to support you in having an honest conversation with your loved ones about what is important to them in regards to their end of life care wishes. And it's about planning for the future. This type of conversation is really important, but it's so important now that we are all in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic. I'm going to use the word quiet as an acronym in order to provide you with just 5 tips about how to go about having this conversation. So, the letter Q. Q is for questions. Whatever questions you want to ask your loved ones, write them down. I'll give you some hints about basic questions that you should include. So, if you were to become sick, so sick that potentially you could die, where would you want to be cared for? Now, over the years, the majority of people that I've worked with have told me that they would prefer to be cared for by health professionals in their own home, surrounded by the people that they love. Some people have said they would prefer to be cared for in hospital, some have said care home, and some have said hospice. Whatever care setting that you choose, you need to bear in mind that at this point in time, there are restrictions on who can be with you. And check out your news for updates on that. After you die, would you prefer to be buried or cremated? Again, over the years, it's only been a handful of people that have said to me that they would like their body donated to medical research. I have checked that service, and currently that service is temporarily suspended. So 2 options there. If you have children and you're a single parent, have you made legal provision for who would care for your children should something happen to you? If not, speak to a solicitor. Have you made a will? If you have, where is your will, or what's the name of your solicitor? If you feel you need to make one, some people feel they don't, and that's okay. If you would like to make one, speak to a solicitor or Google free will making service. There are many charities out there that offer this for free. The last time I looked, it was Macmillan, Marie Curie and the British Heart Foundation. Finances. If you become unable to manage your finances, have you organised for somebody to manage them for you? So have you spoken to your bank, or have you spoken to your solicitor about making an enduring power of attorney? So those are some basic questions that are important to ask. The second letter is U. U is about understanding your emotions. Before you speak to your loved ones, you need to answer all of those questions yourself and have a think about how they make you feel. Write down your answers and take note of how you're feeling. Some people are absolutely fine with it, and that's great. Some people feel very emotional, tearful, upset, afraid, angry, frustrated. All of those emotions are normal. But that will help you understand that potentially that might be how your loved one feels. The next letter is I. Identify what part of the day is the best time to speak with your loved one. So some people are great in the morning, or some people are night owls. If you have children, would it be best that the children are settled in bed so that you can have this conversation? If somebody is on medication, is there a part of the day that they're more alert and more focused? So think that through. Also think through, in the current climate, you might not be able to have face-to-face conversations. So do you need to use FaceTime or Skype or telephone? How are you going to go about having that conversation? And if your loved one has communication difficulties and you feel you could do with a bit of support, speak to the healthcare professional that's involved with your loved one for additional advice or support. The next letter is E. Ensure you take your time. This does not have to be rushed. In fact, people often need time to think about their answers and think about what's important to them before they make those decisions. So it might be something that you start the conversation, you leave the questions with the person to think them over and jot down their answers, and you come back in a few hours to finish the conversation, or indeed maybe tomorrow, and you finish the conversation. The final letter is T. Take a record. So take a copy of the answers that your loved one has given. It's really important that so you can scan, photograph them, photocopy, you can email them, you can text them, but just make sure you have a record yourself, because that is important when it comes to if your loved one becomes really ill. That means you can think clearly because you have the answers there, and you can guide the health professionals in regards to your loved one's wishes. So if any action needs to be taken, think about that. Do you need to speak to a solicitor, etc.? Now, in one of the other videos in this series, Dergie McKenna mentioned a book called Your Life and Your Choices, Plan Ahead. I highly recommend this book too. This is free. If you ask in your local pharmacy, could they please get you one of these? It is really useful. It's full of great information. It has a checklist at the back, and it also has contact details for lots of support services in the community. So please try and get one of those. Now, you know your family best. If humour works and banter works, that's great, use it. But just have the conversation, because when it comes to a medical crisis, it's very difficult to have this type of conversation. So please start now. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I just hope that even a small part of this video has helped you start that conversation. You can do it, and once you've done it, you can park it, forget about it, and focus on the here and now and living and spending time with your loved ones. So please stay home, keep safe, and wash your hands. Thank you.
We do hope you find these resources useful and encourage you to share with others. If you would like additional topics covered, please do let us know.